Welcome into the program, everybody. This is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. I am Scott Beason. It is a Tuesday, the 11th day of August in the year of our Lord, 2026. We appreciate you listening to the show. The number here, 1-800-289-9228, 1-800-289-9228. Lots of things happening. Is that election today, Scott?
It is. It is the big day. Districts 1, 2, 6, and 7 congressional.
These are
US
the
House.
special / primaries for the
Right.
congressional districts after the United States Supreme Court gave the green light in allowing the state of Alabama to at least go back to basically the districts that we had before we acquiesced and made 2 Democrat seats now. So we're back to kind of the old schedule. And probably the most interesting congressional race that is out there, the one that is competitive, is the one there in District 2.
Which is Montgomery, Lowndes, parts of Elmore, and Macon County.
That's what Hampton Harris is the
Yes.
the young guy, the challenger, the one running against the establishment, I would say. And then the establishment guy is named, what's his name? Rhett
Marquez.
Marquis.
Duke
Marquis.
of Marquis.
Yes, that guy. And he's the guy who is a current legislator, right?
Correct, sir.
Who raised more taxes than he cut.
Yeah,
but
every
he's-
other ad on television is for him, apparently.
Tremendous amount of, I guess, outside money, outside interest, all sorts of stuff. I found it fascinating, Scott. When you were gone last week, this race popped up on the radar screen, and just a quick ad. Look, I've been around campaigns, and when someone says, "Hey, I've cut $1.5 billion in taxes," I'm like, wait a minute, the total budget is so and so. Because look, I claim that I have killed more taxes than anybody possibly in in Alabama history, not American history, but Alabama history.
Wow.
As a legislator, and got ripped to shreds for it. But when I saw 1.5, I'm like, no, wait a minute, he's got to be adding these up over years. So he voted for some tax decreases and then added up the total. That's like me saying, well, Sky, I made $3 million. Now, it took me 47 years
Yeah.
to do it, but it kind of, and then I said, well, wait a minute, surely this guy voted for the gas tax. I mean, he votes for all these establishment things. He had to have voted for the gas tax. Go back and look. Yes, he voted for the gas tax. But they didn't add that cost up over years, over a decade.
They didn't subtract that from his total tax cut?
No, but I would bet money. I would bet money that counting those up apples to apples, he's raised more taxes than he cut. That's just my guess. I don't know for sure. He and his campaign can call me and tell me that's wrong. And you know why they won't?
Why?
Because they'll have to call and say, well, according to our calculations, it's only $100 million different. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, great,
Isn't the
straighten me up.
gas tax still increasing because it's perpetual, isn't it?
It never goes away.
It's never going away.
Never goes away.
Oh, good job.
That's why the roads are so good. Have you noticed how much better the roads are since we voted for the gas tax than they were before we voted for the gas tax?
Let me think about that for just a moment.
It doesn't seem like it, doesn't it?
Not
Well,
likely.
so during all this, and we've got somebody on.
Right.
Somebody sent me last night, and this is all build up. It's worth it. Somebody sent me the race must be very, very, very close, and so Hampton Harris, I think, is on the line.
He is. He's available.
Because I need to ask him some questions.
All right.
Hampton Harris, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for having me on today.
Absolutely. Today's a big day for you. I don't know if your campaign has the resources to run any polling, but when I see things come out about someone like yourself, I spoke to you for the first time ever last week. You called into the program. I don't know you. I don't know the person that you're running against. He or his folks are free to call me today. But when I saw that a PAC called the Alabama Christians had put out a thing against you that said, number one, it doesn't take long to look up AlabamaChristians.com, and it ends up going to your opponent, to a page that has your opponent all over it. Then I went to look and find out where this PAC is located, the PAC that actually does it. It's in Texas, Guy. The Alabama Alabama Christians, whatever it is out of Texas. Not the conservative part of Texas, Guy. Austin, Texas. Keep it weird or freaky or whatever it is they have as their motto in Texas. And then little bit of research. It also was involved in other people's national races, including the one where the same people out of Austin, Texas, had the PAC that was called the Alabama Rhino PAC, which, according to AL.com, was explicitly utilized to run opposition against Mike Durant.
I remember these people.
When Mike Durant was running for the United States Senate.
I remember them. They poured a bunch of money in.
So Alabama Christian Conservatives PAC is out of Texas. They also have some PACs to beat Mike Durant, who Mike Durant was a genuinely good guy. So let me ask you these hard-hitting questions, Hampton Harris. Is it true that you refuse to answer questions, or if you back dangerous abortion drugs?
These are hilarious. If you look at day one when I got in this race, back when it was a Democrat district,
yes,
day one, my first thing I got out there was I decided to get in this race because our voice was being used in D.C. to not protect our children inside and outside of the womb.
Yes.
And I believe life begins at conception, and that life has to be protected completely full. I mean, I don't care if it's statewide or federal-wide, murder is murder, and we can't be having it. And that's what I've been standing on since day one. And if you look at this organization, first, like you've already pointed out, it's out of Texas, even though it's called the Alabama Christian Conservatives. And it's out of Texas. They've been dumping insane amounts of dark money into my opponent's campaign. They jump out, and it just shows it shows that there is desperate. They're desperate right now. They must be seeing numbers. They know we're ahead, and they're reaching out, just trying to see what they can do. And it's really just an act by dirty politics by a politician who is wanting to make sure they get a seat and jump in there. And they use, and it's crazy. They also said in that same text message that I am essentially a supporter of AOC and the Green New Deal, which is quite funny.
I need to ask you about that, Hampton, because it says you refuse to distance yourself from the radical Green New Deal environmental cult.
Well, I'm not sure what may distance me better than driving a truck with a 6-inch lift and it gets about 12 miles to the gallon. And when I was the Republican nominee down here, they were sending AOC and Raphael Warnock down to Montgomery to protest the redistricting because they did not want to see me win there.
Right.
And so it's crazy that it's one of those things that it actually shocked me when they threw that out there. It was like, man, if you're going to try to hurt somebody, try to make them out to be a rhino. You try to make a conservative out to be a communist. That's going to be a hard grasp. That's going a little far there.
Yeah, let's see what else. This kind of stuff just drives me absolutely insane, and I hope some people who are listening think about what's going on here. It is clear to me that Washington, D.C. really, really, really doesn't want Hampton Harris. The other part it says is it the ignorance of youth, ? Or a rhino showing his true colors? I mean, is that the best they have, Hampton?
Well, they couldn't find anything except for what I stand for, and what I stand for is what Alabamians stand for. It's the Bible. It's for Christ, and so they had to make up what they could. They said I was an anti-Trumper. I constantly talk about how I want to make his law, all of his temporary law that he's passed through, his executive orders or what have you, into permanent law. That's what I've been running on the entire time before these people even were in the race, back when I was the only one to run against the Democrat. And so that's why I've been endorsed by these legitimate Christian and faith-based organizations.
Hampton,
like
we got to
Reform,
take a break,
Christian
Hampton.
Coalition.
Let's hold that
sure.
hold that thought. We got to take a real quick break. One good thing about this program is we give you plenty of time, so you don't have to go super fast like you do on those shows that give you 60 seconds to spit it all out. So let's take a real quick break, and we'll be right back with Hampton Harris. Well, welcome back in, everybody. This is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. I'm Scott Beason. Hampton Harris, candidate for the 2nd Congressional District in the Republican primary that is occurring today. I guess there's only 2 people in that race, Hampton, or is there? Are there more, Hampton?
There's actually 6 people in this race.
6
It's pretty
people?
crowded. So it went from me being the Republican nominee back when it was a Democrat district to 5 more people jumping in once it became easier. For people. So
Yes,
it got crowded quick.
So when it was overwhelming odds and they needed someone to fight the dragon and no one would fight it except you, Hampton Harris.
That's right.
And then when it became a seat that is very likely to go to the Republicans, a bunch of people decided they could run at that point in time, which to me kind of would be a kind of a restating of their view of Washington, D.C. If it's tough and it's hard sledding and you're going to have to fight the dragons there, would these people really want to go, or do they only want to go when they think it's going to be easy? So I would tend to be for the guy who wants to fight the overwhelming odds.
Yeah, and we see that a lot in politics, and that's why we lost so much ground over the last few decades, and that's why President Trump has been so influential, is because he took conservatism on the offensive, and we've been taking ground back rather than sitting back until it gets easy. And while the Democrats have been consistently taking the hard route, making sure they're pushing, and they've been gaining ground, and we need to make sure to be doing the exact same thing, because if we're not pushing for conservative values, if we're not pushing for Jesus in D.C., no one's going to do that on our behalf.
No, you're absolutely right.
We have to be out there and speak up.
Well, so you need people to turn out today, and I would, just urge people. I'm not going to tell anybody how to vote, but urge people to listen to this interview. And like I said, other people who are running are welcome to call in today, because I know this show goes out to thousands and thousands of folks, and a lot of people are like, well, I don't know. But today would be a great day to vote, because today you can go and vote like a Democrat.
Turnout's expected to be low.
Every vote counts like 4 or 5 votes. I mean, it's like being an illegal alien, Sky. Your vote is going to carry tremendous weight in such a low turnout kind of race, right?
Yeah, it's funny, but it's
that's
true.
right.
Yeah, bonus.
And so many people already voted on the May 19th primary, and they're voting again here, and so it's almost like a Democrat, because you get to vote early and vote often. It's every couple of weeks you get to vote again.
All right. I like this guy. He's
very
right.
good. Well, Hampton, is there anything else you'd like to get out to people? I'm very, very upset by this hit piece. Like I said, I don't know you, but I know enough to know that you're not a rhino. I know enough to know that you're solidly pro-life, who believes that life begins at conception, which I don't think I can say for some of the other candidates running. This is almost a projection kind of thing, and when folks out of Texas are doing this, especially folks that I've seen involved in some other races where Washington, D.C. has really, really wanted one candidate, it just infuriates me. And I'm glad you came on here to straighten some of that stuff out. And hopefully people are listening, and maybe some of them will go vote today. And hopefully they didn't go vote early this morning under the impression that any of this is true. But this is just one of those where I don't even believe there's a little bit that could be spun.
That's right.
And they just made this up and threw it at you. What you got, Sky?
They really think that the average voter is not smart enough to go research things themselves, and they're just going to be hoodwinked by dirty politics. And that's not what the voter looks. And so I encourage everybody, go do your research, look at everybody before you go vote, and go vote. Make your voice heard.
Yeah.
And show them that dirty politics doesn't work. Show them that the establishment can't just get in there and buy an election for the establishment party.
We have our listeners ask a lot of questions. I've had 3 messages. I have a question for candidate Harris.
Okay.
Would you have voted for the gasoline tax, and state your reason why or why not?
So I would not. So one of the first things I look at when I was told by someone, when you are looking to pass a bill, you should, number one, look, does it align with God's word? If it doesn't, you don't vote for it. The second thing you look at is, does it expand government? If it does, you don't do it. Alabama has a long-standing history, really, of allowing its people to vote on tax increases, especially one like this that goes across every family gets hit. I mean, whether you're working, parents, single households, everybody gets hit by gas tax. Mm-hmm. But they knew they couldn't pass it, so they couldn't put it on the ballot. Mm-hmm. So they passed it behind closed doors, and that we have plenty. We seem to be looking right now, instead of trying to find money for road jobs, we seem to be finding road jobs for extra money. We have so much money coming in, and we need to make sure that the people aren't being injured by it. But even saying that someone could support, they could make an argument for it. The thing that bothers me even more than anything else is that this bill allowed for the tax to increase automatically every 2 years forever. Mm-hmm. No expiration date. And so it continues going up for eternity. And they did that because they knew they probably wouldn't get it passed again. And so there was actually an amendment to take that clause out, and my opponent voted against that. Oh. And so we see the taxes that he cut, some of them expire next year or 2028, and yet the taxes he raises have no expiration date. And so it's really, really interesting.
Perpetual taxation. That's
Hampton, I'll just tell
that
you,
answers our questions.
Good advice. When you see a tax, just vote no.
That's right.
I mean, goodness gracious.
I've signed the Taxpayer Protection Pledge. I'm not going to raise taxes. Our government has way too much money. They're spending wildly, going to leering centers and all types of stuff across this nation. And we need to get our budget under control, not be getting more money to spend wildly. So I will not be raising any taxes.
Well, Hampton, I can tell you this. I appreciate that you're young enough not to have been convinced that, I need to be pragmatic. Have some principles, stick with those principles, and we've got to get government under control. The only way you ever shrink government is to starve the beast, and reforming it by raising taxes never works. And I appreciate you. I also appreciate your willingness to come on this program and explain the truth. And I'm very upset with the people who are supporting this Marquis guy coming out and just broadsiding you at the end, thinking this little trick. And I hope it doesn't work. And like I said, I hope people, not telling them who to vote for, decide to go out and vote in this primary, because their vote will be huge today, because the turnout is going to be abysmally small.
And if people don't like that kind of politics, they can get out there, make their voice heard, because it will be heard today. Like you're saying, it has more power than usual. So if you don't like dirty politics, show up at the polls today and make your voice heard.
Hampton, I appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for giving us a call.
Thank y'all for having me on.
Hey, good luck to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
The Sky, it's annoying. Now, look, I've seen things, okay? Look, and I've seen spin. Like, say you told me, okay, you live down there in the river region. You said, hey, look, Scott, can you bring me that book or whatever? And I'm like, okay, where do I need to meet you? Well, just look, if you get off the highway right there, just meet me in the casino parking lot, okay?
All right.
And I stop in, I give you a pecan pie or whatever the TS made or something. And or you give me one, I give you a book, and then somebody runs an ad against me and says, Scott, last time he came down here, went to the casino. Okay,
deceptively
dishonest. That's not true, but I did go, because I went to the parking lot to meet Scott. I can see spin like that. I don't think it's honest. I don't think it's legit, but you can do that. But when you just come out and make up stuff, and if you read these things like refuses to answer questions, well, who asked them? When was this question asked? You can ask me whatever you want. I'll tell you. You don't necessarily like the answer, but you can't just mail me something and say, Scott refuses to answer. He didn't respond. He won't distance himself. What does distance mean? How do I distance myself from anything?
he seems wide open to questions to me.
It
He
seems
answered
like it
all-
to me too.
Came on the program.
And like I said, anybody else, if Marquis' campaign wants to call and tell me, how these tax votes went and that kind of stuff,
I'm right here.
We'll have this conversation with anybody who wants to ask. We have to take a break. We'll be back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
Show you can learn things, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate that, Fred. Thank you.
But that's true, and I mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. I am serious.
We have to stop kowtowing to every little thing that they have said is bad and evil, and they don't get to decide what is right and wrong. I'll bank my money on what God, the creator of the universe, says is right and wrong. It's worked very well for Western society for 2 millennia, and we've got to get with it. Got to fight the fight. We got to get after it. It's ridiculous. I'm just tired of great Americans being ripped to shreds, history going away, and all of us cowering around because we're afraid somebody's going to call us a bad name. It is time to save the republic.
You're listening to Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
glad they were that I was not there.
How
believe it.
grateful I am and how much we need you
I
on the
would-
national
oh,
level.
it would have
so
been
more
heck.
people can hear
Yeah,
you.
it made a little noise
before
maybe.
they'd passed that. But I felt good that after
Yeah, it's nice.
after so many years they were like, sure glad that I'm pretty sure it came with colorful. It wasn't just
Scott
we
Beason,
love him.
Yeah,
President of
it
ARP.
wasn't a
Alabama
fond
Recovery
remembrance.
No, it probably
Yeah.
had something to do with SOB. Waste your time. Have you seen the little videos where the man like
that, Fred.
takes the
Thank you.
wife's keys, or she does the same thing to him too. It's not just straight one-way sexist, but they're both trying to get the other one not to vote.
Yes.
They're like, I don't think I'm gonna vote, but I think I need to go to the store and like take the keys. They steal everything. One of them's jogging to the bowling place because they know they're gonna cancel each other out.
Right. Right.
Oh man,
We have to
I do
stop
not miss these
Every little
campaigns,
thing
but
they have said is
that
bad.
piece out of
You know,
this
they don't
this
get to
group
decide
from
what is right and
Texas
wrong.
that's supporting
I'll
the
bank
marquee
my money
guy.
on what God, the creator of the universe,
just-
says is right and wrong. It's
I mean,
working
just
very
making
well for
stuff
Western
up. I
society
mean,
for
can you be
millennia.
any
And
more
we've gotta get
pro-life
with it
than
and fight the fight
what
and make
Hampton
it after
Harris
it.
said about
Ridiculous. I'm
protecting
just
the
tired of
unborn in the
great
womb
Americans being
and
ripped to
from
shreds,
conception,
history going
and
away,
that
and all of us
includes
cowering around 'cause
whether
we're
it's
afraid somebody's gonna call us a
drug-induced
bad
abortions
name.
or other
It's time
abortions, the
to
whole
save
9
the
yards.
Republic.
I can't believe it. Now, here's the question, okay? How many Democrats are going to vote in that primary today?
Oh, I hadn't even considered that yet. One of their
Well, the people.
committee
You're
members
listening to
are some big shot in
Alabama
the. It was on
Unfiltered
1819
Radio
News.
with
She
Scott Beason.
said Democrats were going to cross over in effect. Now she's backing off of it. Oh, it was just a big joke to upset the.
It could be bad today.
I would expect it's happening. It's tailor made the situation.
It's set up perfectly
Alabama Unfiltered Radio
for the person supported out of Washington,
D.C.
D.C.
headquarters.
Y'all, you got to get out.
Welcome back in, everybody. So, wow, yes, there was a story by Caleb Taylor where the former vice chair of the Alabama Democrat Party, Tabitha Isner, had said, well, the story is that she's backtracked over her, over the weekend, she appeared to back off a crossover voting campaign targeting Tuesday's special congressional primaries. I don't know why she backed off.
Well, she told the truth. She had to back off.
What, the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
no doubt about it.
She admitted that.
You don't wonder how many phone calls she got from her Republican buddies that are like, hey, calm it down. Shh.
What are you doing?
Shh, sister. Don't be saying this stuff.
You're outing us.
She recently called for Democrats to pick a Republican ballot in the upcoming special primary and vote for a weaker Republican candidate.
Wait, weaker?
Yes.
You say?
Yes.
I think that describes it perfectly.
Well, she is
that?
for
Weak.
What's his name? She's got a shirt that says Figures for Shamari Figures. That's Vivian Figures' son. Vivian Figures, a long-time state senator from South Alabama. Right. Her husband was a state senator, and then he died, I believe, and then she won his seat, and then now she's got the son that was in Congress. We don't do dynasties or family lineages here in this country. She's pictured in front of the back end of a pickup truck, which good for her. It says "Love your enemies" on there. See, abortion saves lives. Vote for Democrats. Harris Walls got a bunch of bumper stickers. Something other. Obama's hospitals. I can't see it. It's behind her a little bit. Then there's a pie chart. Equal rights for others doesn't mean fewer rights for you. It's not pie. So I don't know. But
you kind of had me at abortion saves lives.
It does. It saves lives, except for that child.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, it's like gas taxes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like taxes. You can raise some taxes, cut some taxes. But, you know, the thing about the tax thing, I don't know if I made it real clear, but if you vote to have an amendment, if there's an amendment, you raise a tax. All right, it's bad enough you voted to raise taxes, huge taxes for a gas tax.
Right.
And then somebody comes up and says, well, at least let's not make it forever, okay? Let's at least let this thing expire after we get all the roads and stuff fixed, okay? And then you vote no. I want it forever. I want it to go up a little bit forever. And then brag on your tax cuts, but they do expire?
Man, come on.
Do you remember when George Bush did his tax cuts? Mike Rogers was one of them. They expired.
Right.
The federal tax cuts. They all run home, brag about we cut taxes, and then they expire.
The thing is, this gas tax, that is the worst kind of tax. It affects working class, middle class, people with families that were. That's who gets hit the hardest on this.
And you see, the thing about it is I have the history to know that for years they have been trying to get something like it. One time they just wanted $1 billion bond issue, and it took Republicans. They could never get it done under Democrats. It took Republicans and Kay Ivey to say, you know what, boys, we're going to have a giant tax increase because that's what Republicans do. Vote for us. We'll raise your taxes to infinity and beyond. There's so many things that the Democrats could never get done until Republicans, quote unquote, so-called Republicans, took over the Alabama legislature.
Yeah, the spineless weasel purple party. Right.
Yes, the purple people eater party.
That's that.
She says she was never going to endorse a Republican, but was going to let the Republicans think that she was if it would make them freak out and waste some money in their primary. No, look.
Now that's her backtrack statement. That's the latest.
Tabitha Isner, she was.
You're right.
She was
she
right.
Got the call. She got the call from her rhino buddies.
Don't be giving people something to point to and say, see, the Democrats are actually doing it. I know the Democrats doing it because back in the day, they'd be like, hey, Scott, you won't believe what. I'm like, I know exactly. I'm like, how many vans y'all have? How many cars y'all have? And what y'all do? I mean, but just regular people living good, honest lives don't don't think this stuff happens. Let's go out to Papa B. Papa B, welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Good morning, Papa B.
So we got Kay Ivey on account of this Republican type voting.
It might have been a little bit. That and the really cool, couple of ads, bless your heart or whatever, and everybody loves their grandma.
Yeah, everybody loves me, Ma. Oh man, but it goes on a lot. I think, in fact, that's probably the reason why the AEA gets everything they want every time they want it from our good old Republican controlled government here in the state.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's happening, and I don't know what to do about it. I'm above my pay grade.
Get out and vote today.
Certainly some of the
Get out and vote today. Stop electing these same people that do it over and over again to you.
So about voting, there's one thing that the Trump team has kind of dialed into, and that's sort of the slow drip marketing. If you look at how to market an idea or a product or whatever, the small doses works better. A long range of small doses works better than one big, like infomercial.
Yeah, no, people can't take a large amount of information at one time, and they definitely can't take information that would kind of turn their ship a little bit. You have to do it with small knocks, or they just rebel against it. Hey, Papa B, this is the top of the hour. I gotta take it. Stick with us. I want to hear from you on the other side. If you got time, we'll be back.
Time to save the republic.
You're listening to Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
every time I get a chance to listen to you, I just think how grateful I am and how much we need you on a national level so more people can hear you.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politician.
So you can learn things, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate that, Fred. Thank you.
But that's true, and I mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. I am serious.
We have to stop kowtowing to every little thing that they have said is bad and evil, and they don't get to decide what is right and wrong. I'll bank my money on what God, the creator of the universe, says is right and wrong. It's worked very well for Western society for 2 millennia, and we've got to get with it. Got to fight the fight. We got to get after it. It's ridiculous. I'm just tired of great Americans being ripped to shreds, history going away, and all of us cowering around because we're afraid somebody's going to call us a bad name. It is time to save the republic.
You're listening to Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back into the program, everybody. Starting off the second half of Alabama Unfiltered Radio. We appreciate you listening. Let's get back out to Papa B. Papa B, welcome back in.
Oh, thanks a lot. So, yeah, Trump, I submit to you that Trump and team, the administration, they know exactly how the cheating is done. They know who does it.
Yes.
They've got all the intel, but they're not telling everything all at once. They're just dribbling it out a little bit at a time. It's designed to cause pain and suffering among people like Thune, embarrass the Republicans into doing something finally, hopefully, but also to inform the American people just how bad it is. They can't take it all at once, like you said. So what we've seen now, I think what they're concentrating on right now is, look, yeah, okay, the cheating at the ballot box, fine, but the real problem to address is the registration. The automatic registration.
Yeah, so you can have all these extra people on the rolls, so someone can vote for them, and that's one of the things I don't think people understand, Papa B. That's oftentimes why these liberal organizations want to do all this automatically be registered to vote. They make it sound like, oh, we're just encouraging participation.
Yeah. Right.
They want it so that they'll have that name on the list so they can procure a ballot on their behalf.
Right. And so, here's the thing, and I'm going to be brief. I know you got Becky coming up, and she's much more important than I am. But in the in the last election cycle, last presidential cycle, or it might have been the one in the midterms before, they don't even care that that they're cheating. This is how low the bar is set. So they called it Operation Run Back. Can they be more blatant? So what they did is they found out how many votes they needed, and then they run back and get them out of the bank, pre-registration,
yep,
and then throw it in the ballot box. And, of course, once it's in the ballot box, it's too late.
Yeah, because once it's in the ballot box, they make the argument that, well, how dare you? You don't know which ones of those fraudulent ballots who they voted for. You can't change an election.
Exactly. So, but anyway, I appreciate you letting me chime in today. But we're getting more clarity on it little by little, and I think we're going to have much more clarity as time goes by.
You got it. I just hope we make it through the midterms. Thanks, Papa B.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
And you know what's bad is, Sky, we're hoping we make it to the midterms or through the midterms and elect enough Republicans, and we still get just a whole slew of rhinos. I mean, we get the Susan Collinses, the Murkowskis, the Cornyn's. You get those folks who get their feelings hurt, and they just if you can't pass the SAVE Act in Washington D.C., you're worthless, useless. If the filibuster matters more to you than the legitimacy of our elections, I don't even care to hear from you anymore. I have no respect for you.
No.
I don't care if you were a U.S. Senator. You're not honorable. And, one day you'll die like all the rest of us, and no one will care one iota about your name.
Any Republican that won't vote for the SAVE Act has no integrity at this point.
And won't vote to run over the Democrats for it.
No.
And the fact that the Democrats are for it when 85% or 80 to 85% of the American people are supportive of, hey, you know what? Because the Democrats know the cheating's going to. The people who know the least that there is cheating in our elections are doggone Republicans. The Democrats know there's cheating.
Sure.
The Democrats get mad because they cheat each other in the primaries. We get cheated in the primaries, and we're like, I don't know how that happened.
How could this be?
I guess the establishment guy was just really popular. No, They cheated us too.
They really don't know?
I don't think they do. Really? I don't think regular Republicans believe that establishment Republicans cheat sometimes in the primaries to make sure the establishment candidate wins. And they think, I thought everybody was going to vote for Sally. She's so conservative. She's like, everybody I know voted for her. Yeah. But she still lost, didn't she?
I'm even more depressed.
No, I think it is because
really?
I think it is. Well, look, I'll give you the example that proves it.
Okay.
Republicans in Alabama don't pay attention to the legislature because we've got a supermajority of Republicans.
Right. We can do whatever we want.
Of course they're going to keep taxes down. Of course they're going to be pro-family. Of course they're going to be pro-life. Of course they're going to not pass a bunch of regulations. Of course they're not going to do what the special interests want. We don't even pay attention to them because we beat the Democrats back. We're victorious. Just let them do their thing. And their thing, like I said earlier, is passing all the things that we used to kill when we were in the minority and wouldn't let the Democrats do it. Now that it's Republicans, we pass it all.
Yeah. Governing just like Democrats.
Absolutely. And
fantastic.
And someone who can vouch for what I say, or at least most of it, is on the phone, Becky Garrettson from Alabama's Eagle Forum. Becky, welcome to the program.
Hey, Scott. Thanks so much for having me. It's great to be with you.
I'm so glad you're on. I know that you are down still in the trenches with the Alabama legislature doing the heroic work of Eagle Forum, and that has got to be a frustrating job. I know you were there back when Democrats were still in charge. I think you go that far back. And, man, we used to...
It was the Tea Party movement.
Yes.
That swept them in 2010, so I'm happy to be a part of that.
And then now it looks like we spend a lot of time passing the things that the Democrats used to never be able to pass by us, and now it seems to be that Republicans try to. So I know it's got to be frustrating at times.
It is, and when you were talking, I was going to say not only do they pass it, but then they brag about it. And
I know.
God. It's just... it is very frustrating, and I am down there every day. When they are there, I am there, and there are some really great guys there, but we need more of them because there are a lot of squishy ones, and they're passing things and raising taxes, and these record spending bills, and then they are so happy about them. And we're thinking, we want less government. We don't want more government. We want more money in our pocket. Quit taking our money.
Yeah, I think that first term after Republicans took over was the best shot. We started getting a little squirrely probably about halfway through, and then lo and behold, it just seems that we just kind of went back to the old legislature before Republicans started getting their numbers up, and there was kind of a two-party system, and it seems that the one-party system tends to be much more liberal regardless of which party it was. But y'all do really good work. You're with Eagle Forum, and I know y'all have got a big event coming up, and you wanted to tell people about it. So what do y'all have going on? And
yes, we're so excited. We are celebrating America 250 at our banquet coming up on August 25th. But not only America 250, we are celebrating Eagle Forum of Alabama's 50th birthday.
Wow.
And you are going to be there to MC the event, and we're so excited about that. We really enjoyed our time when you were in the legislature, working with you, fighting Common Core, passing these illegal immigration bills. So there were some big fights that we had up there. I was with the Tea Party at that time in 2011.
I remember.
But working very closely with Eagle Forum. Little did I know that I would be executive director one day of Eagle Forum, but we're really excited to have you MC because you were on the ground with us and you really saw a lot of the great things that we've done over the years. Starting back, 1976 is when we officially were recognized as Eagle Forum of Alabama, and been working since 72, but officially named in 1976. And the Alabama Reading Initiative was one of the ones that we had a huge hand in, which took Alabama's scores in reading from the bottom of the list up to 23. That was one of our initiatives. And unfortunately, years later, Common Core came along and robbed that program and took all the good teachers away and moved them somewhere else. And so the reading scores went down again. But
right.
Those illegal immigration bills stopping the genital mutilation of these children with our Vulnerable Child Protection Act that passed in 2022, and Campus Free Speech Act, lots of things in education. So we're just going to be celebrating a night of celebration of our wonderful country and then the wonderful things this organization has done. It's going to be a great
now, how
night.
do people find out about it? A lot of people are always wanting to know how they can help. Is there an organization that they can support, because they receive all sorts of fundraising, junk mail in their mailbox, and it's from this candidate and that candidate and this Republican group and that Republican group. But the Eagle Forum of Alabama, I don't know of another organization that I could agree with 99% of the time. And so many times what Eagle Forum is supportive of, most candidates in Alabama act like they're supportive of the same things. Now, many of them don't do it once they're elected, but Eagle Forum has historically been for the things that actually matter. And when people ask me, hey, who should I contribute to? I usually say, hey, well, consider somebody like Eagle Forum, because they have a proven track record. They're pro-family. They focus on education. And so how much is it to attend, if you could say that, or give us a website where people can go and check it out? And it's in Birmingham, right?
It is. It's in Birmingham. It's at The Club. It's 2 weeks from tonight, August 25th. Tickets are only $150, and that covers your meal, and it is so well worth it. You are really giving to an organization that is down there at the State House. This is our C3 organization, so this is all about education, educating the public on the issues. But we also do the work at the State House. When you guys are working hard at your jobs, you're taking care of your families, you can't be in the middle of the fight every day. We are down there for you, pushing the good family agenda, protecting families, trying to lower taxes, all those kinds of things. So it's at The Club in Birmingham, August 25th. You can go to alabamaeagle.org and buy your ticket. It's going to be a great night of celebration, a lot of fun. Matthew Spalding is a best-selling author, and he just wrote a book called The Making of the American Mind, the story of our Declaration of Independence. And he's going to be our keynote speaker. And he's with Hillsdale College now, used to be with Heritage Foundation. But we're just going to have a great night of celebration and would love to have all of you come.
Absolutely.
And
Becky, I appreciate you so much, and we'll try to point people there again over the next couple of days. But we appreciate the work you do, and I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Sounds great. Y'all have a wonderful day. And everybody get out and vote.
Absolutely.
I know district 1 and 2, 6 and 7. I'm sure you've said that a million times today. I was number 17 at my polling place this morning. My husband was number 1. is going to be super low turnout. So every vote really matters. So
Absolutely.
get out there and do it.
Thanks, Becky. We appreciate
All
you.
right, thanks, guys.
Let's take another break. We'll be back.
Scott Beason show, you can learn things, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate that, Fred. Thank you.
But that's true, and I mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. I am serious.
We have to stop kowtowing to every little thing that they have said is bad and evil, and they don't get to decide what is right and wrong. I'll bank my money on what God, the creator of the universe, says is right and wrong. It's worked very well for Western society for 2 millennia, and we've got to get with it. Got to fight the fight. We got to get after it. It's ridiculous. I'm just tired of great Americans being ripped to shreds, history going away, and all of us cowering around because we're afraid somebody's going to call us a bad name. It is time to save the republic.
You're listening to Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
I get a chance to listen to you, I just think how grateful I am and how much we need you on a national level so more people can hear you.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
Welcome back in, everybody. Got to listen to some classical. What's wrong, Sky? What's wrong?
Oh, I'm just checking my.
You're just looking and checking, looking,
Yeah.
checking, thinking and nodding, blinking and winking and nodding. Welcome back into the program, everybody. So today is a special election day. What were all the districts, Sky? 2, 6,
1, 2, 6, 7.
1, 2, 6, 7.
Yes, sir.
So 3, 4, and 5 were okay. We didn't change
Apparently
those.
Didn't need any adjustments
Didn't change.
there.
Now here's the interesting thing. Because these are the special redistricting elections and there's so little time before the fall elections, these are the primaries that are going to be won by plurality of the votes. There is no runoff.
Right.
So
Okay,
whoever
so
gets the
top
most
vote
votes
getter-
today is the Republican nominee or the nominee in the Democrat primary as well. But that is kind of a huge change. The establishment, did I tell y'all that the establishment wanted to do that to all the primaries a few years ago?
I do remember this coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So all you got to get is you don't have to even get 50% in some races.
No,
Just-
in this race
top.
today, you just have to have one more vote than everybody else. So with a race with 6 people in it, I guess arguably somebody could win with, 15 votes? Or 15% of the vote?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah. If
It happened
everybody
in a
spreads it out.
presidential election one time.
So I know some of you are
candidate got
asking, hey,
31%.
why would the establishment crowd, why would establishment Republicans, Scott, want to not have primary runoffs anymore? At least you get somebody who has over half the people support them compared to the other one. And the reason is the establishment candidate usually is winning after the primary. Like if you have a very crowded field, the establishment candidate with all the money and all the resources and all the endorsements from the people who know how the system works usually is winning. And when they brought that issue up, a number of us conservative members of the Senate were like, wait a minute. We all were in second after the primary because there would be a third candidate who was conservative. There's a fourth candidate. He's usually conservative. Sometimes there's a fifth candidate. Often she's conservative. Then you have the squishy establishment candidate get like 35% of the vote. So you want that runoff so that the conservative candidate who came in second can get the second vote, the third place votes, the fourth place votes. Then all the conservatives join forces and then pick the conservative to win when you get those upsets against an establishment candidate who has all the money, all the endorsements, etc. But today in those primaries where we were joking earlier, you can vote like a Democrat or you can vote like an illegal alien, your vote is going to carry tremendous amounts of weight. Now, don't go to the polling place and tell me what Sky says. He was going to go in there and say Scott told him he could get 5 ballots. That's not it. We're just meaning that your vote is going to be huge today.
Right. Okay, I'm glad you caught me on that. Why'd I only get 1 ballot, Scott?
Scott Beason said we could get 5 ballots today.
Yeah, that'll go over well.
Man, sakes alive. So
I'm going to try it anyway.
Are you? Because if you get 5?
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, well, look, you could say, hey, look, that one went in too fast. Can I get another one? There's not a lot of people here. Can I just, look, I know, you know what you need to do?
What?
If you've got a friend who usually votes, say, look, I know Scott's not going to be able to make it today. Can I just vote for Scott?
Yeah,
just mark him off the list and let me vote for Scott.
I'll write a note, and take it in.
Please allow Scott to vote to ride your bus home today and vote for me. Oh man, we've got a bunch of stuff to do, but this whole special election thing got us kind of headed in one direction at the start of the show, and then Sky wanted to play hits from the vault for the long segment earlier, so we had a little vault segment there. But we got to take another break, and then we will be back with lots of stuff to do.
You can learn things, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate that, Fred. Thank you.
But that's true, and I mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. I am serious.
We have to stop kowtowing to every little thing that they have said is bad and evil, and they don't get to decide what is right and wrong. I'll bank my money on what God, the creator of the universe, says is right and wrong. It's worked very well for Western society for 2 millennia, and we've got to get with it. Got to fight the fight. We got to get after it. It's ridiculous. I'm just tired of great Americans being ripped to shreds, history going away, and all of us cowering around because we're afraid somebody's going to call us a bad name. It is time to save the republic.
You're listening to Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
time I get a chance to listen to you, I just think how grateful I am and how much we need you on a national level so more people can hear you.
Support as many Republicans as we can. But Scott, you tell us all the time how many Republicans are establishments, how many Republicans are rhinos, how many Republicans are weak, how many Republicans are really Democrats. No, I agree. I agree completely. But the problem I have, and there's a lot of times where I think, you know what, we just need to abandon them. They're not going to do what we want them to do. They're going to just continue to be squishy. Yes, they lean towards left-leaning policies, even though Americans aren't for those policies. But the Democrats are rock solid. How many Democrats are for the SAVE Act? And that's really a telling thing. As much as I have focused on the Republican Party who are not coming back because conservatives actually figured out, hey, this guy is worthless. Now, a lot of us struggle to figure that out, and some of the states struggle to figure is worthless as well. But we just really have to make sure Democrats do not get in charge. Otherwise, the 9 out of 10 things that Donald Trump tries to do that are positive, you'll just see the Congress stonewalling it at every moment if they possibly can. And all it will do is embolden more of these liberal justices, these liberal judges in the federal court system. It's just too important. And yes, Donald Trump has made some mistakes, no doubt about it. I think he's been led astray on some things. I think he's not a philosophical purist. He's a little more pragmatic at times. But imagine if we didn't have him.
Oh, Lord. It came up in the conversation the other night. The two biggest destroyers in the history of the world, of civilization and humanity.
Okay.
Communism and Islam. The Democratic Party is now openly embracing both.
Yeah.
I mean, that's and so, yeah. If they
no,
get
there
back
could
in
be a
charge,
third, too.
Okay.
Well, we're not going to talk about it. But
that
funds a tremendous amount of both of those, and was arguably the inventor of one of those.
Yes, okay.
And did you know there is a debate that says they may be the inventors of both?
Now, I haven't seen the green part of that equation yet.
It's crazy.
You'll have to educate me on that.
Yeah.
Or wait, don't. There's so many
you don't want to know, Sky. You do not want to know.
Just so much I wish I didn't know.
You know, we bring up so many times that so much of what happens is because there are people, multiple groups of people, who intend to rule the world. And unfortunately, you know, when Jesus said, go and preach about me to the whole world and make disciples.
Yes.
And the gates of hell will not prevail against the church. And the church is supposed to be victorious and to, do God's will on earth. When the Christian church decided that it was not in the taking over and be in charge role anymore, other groups said, hey, cool.
We'll fill the gap.
I think we'll be in charge. Because there's always somebody wanting to be in charge. And just because you and I said, well, you know what? We'll be nice and sweet. We don't want to be in charge. The other guy said, okay, I think I'll do it.
You don't want it?
You don't want it? We'll take it.
Gladly.
And there's a bunch of those. And the deadliest one is the one that you don't know they're there, and they're working hard every day, and you're over here fighting this paper mache dragon, and they're over to the side. You don't even know what they're doing. Crazy. One thing Donald Trump is doing. What happened? My caller go.
That was James.
Well, he was about to come up. I was giving trying to get a segue back to his thing, but Federal agencies, Donald Trump has been kind of waffling back and forth on this whole foreign workers for tech jobs and stuff like that. Coming down on the right side, it looks like the White House, according to Neil Monroe, federal agencies have posted draft regulations that would sharply curb, reduce, slow down the many visa programs used to import foreign, cheap, mixed-skilled workers for the white-collar jobs sought by American professionals.
Finally.
Nicolette Glazer. Now, look, I don't know if that's all the high-tech jobs, okay? But at least some of them used to import foreign, cheap, mixed-skill workers. So anything is a plus at this point in time.
I'll take it.
And they're saying that, well, what it might actually cause is a cascade of money to the midterm elections so that the Congress will fight back. And because that's what American congressmen do, right? Fight for foreign workers.
Okay. All right.
Oh, no, my bad.
So. Wait,
they were fighting for American companies
to
be able to find employees. I just thought it said fight for foreign workers. They just meant for the owners to be able to hire foreigners for cheap because we only care about the owner.
Well, some things are worth fighting for more than others, apparently.
We'll be back.
You can learn things, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate that, Fred. Thank you.
But that's true, and I mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. I am serious.
We have to stop kowtowing to every little thing that they have said is bad and evil and they don't get to decide what is right and wrong. I'll bank my money on what God, the creator of the universe, says is right and wrong. It's worked very well for Western society for 2 millennia, and we've got to get with it. Got to fight the fight. We got to get after it. It's ridiculous. I'm just tired of great Americans being ripped to shreds, history going away, and all of us cowering around because we're afraid somebody's going to call us a bad name. It is time to save the republic.
You're listening to Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Radio with Scott Beason, your news and headline headquarters.
You're listening to Alabama Unfiltered Radio.
Anna, little Bessie girl I once knew.
Welcome back into the program, everybody. This is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. We appreciate you listening to the show. We'll finish up this last part on the White House. Okays a cascade of white-collar migration regulations. Now, I was asking on the high-tech end, Trump staffers says, let's see, who said this? Trump showed some willingness, blah, blah, blah. Steve Miller, Democrat populist, blah, blah, blah. They're saying there's some good rulemaking. Trump staffers are doing probably what they feel they can get away with, but not totally upsetting the donor base. Notice that. Notice that formula there. And look, I'm not saying yay or nay on it. Just understand that most of us think cutting foreign workers is good for American people. I don't like calling anybody just workers. It kind of sounds a little socialist, but limiting the numbers of foreigners that can be brought into the United States to do jobs opens up opportunities for Americans. And we've always been told, well, that, these are, remember the illegal immigration thing? These are jobs that Americans won't do.
Like vote Democratic. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But notice that whoever's saying this says that they're doing something but not doing too much to upset the donor base.
I heard that phrase.
So the people who donate to Republican candidates apparently want foreign workers.
They would be upset if they didn't have them, apparently.
Yes. It says it supports Trump's desire to rebuild U.S. manufacturing, raise productivity, and fuel high-tech innovation. A growing number of American politicians and even some investors are speaking against the H-1B white-collar visa program as polls show rising public awareness and opposition. The establishment media has barely covered the impact of the visa programs. So you have all this, but now listen to this. It says the result is visible in the jobs numbers. For example, the unemployment and underemployment rate for new U.S. college graduates, people who paid to go to college, is roughly 40%, Scott.
No, overall?
People are paying. And look, I don't know what underemployment means. Maybe underemployment means I didn't get the job that I wanted to get.
Underemployment.
Maybe I didn't get the job my degree says I should get.
Yes.
That's according to the August 6th report from 5 days ago by the New York Federal Reserve Bank. The combined unemployment and underemployment rate listen to this, for computer science graduates. Okay? Remember Hillary Clinton? Y'all, all you coal miners, y'all just need to learn to code. Yes. Everybody go become a computer guy, be a computer guy. Now listen, this is what's funny. This probably tells us about all the advice we're getting for AI as well. You need to know how to do AI. You need to know how to do AI. Yeah, some people will. The employment rate for computer science graduates is 26%.
Still.
That means a fourth of the people.
Extraordinary. Yeah.
Who graduate with computer science are not able to find a job. So this is a huge problem.
Yeah.
So when you got the Googles and the Amazons and the Teslas and all those people who are wanting to hire everyone from India to do their computer work, a fourth of the American kids who got a degree in computer science aren't being hired.
That's
unacceptable.
Wrong. Totally unacceptable.
But then you get this. Yeah, but some of those aren't qualified. Oh, really? So you're telling me that the universities are graduating people that aren't qualified?
So which is it? Right.
Yeah. Which one you want to do here? Who you want to throw under the bus?
Slam. Right.
So let's take a break. Then we'll get out to those phone calls. I see we got a couple on there. That way it'll give them the longer segment at the top of the hour. So let's do that if we can, Sky. And
Sure.
We'll be right back. Welcome back into the program, everybody. This is Alabama Unfiltered Radio. So let's get out to some of your phone calls before we start the third half off really, really well. Rokon Tour, welcome to the program.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. How are you today?
Doing well. I want to touch on the H-1B status, the whole debacle the government is doing to take jobs away from Americans. Let's not sugarcoat it. Let's call it what it is.
Yep.
I just sent you and Sky a link to a website called layoffhedge.com.
Okay.
And what that website does is someone, a nerd, just got bored in his spare time and decided he would map all of the H-1B visa applications by congressional district. So you can go in and search, like, for example, I pulled up my congressional district.
So what's the name of it again? Layoffcatch.com?
Layoff Hedge, Hedge.com.
Like
trimming the hedges.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, for example, I can pull up. You go in. You can enter your zip code, and it will tell you who your congressional representative is. It'll tell you how many jobs have been done in your district, and it breaks it down by employer. So, for example, District 6 with Gary Palmer, the top 3 employers who have requested visa applications are SLK America, which just merged with another company. Basically, they do AI generation software.
Mm-hmm.
Blue Cross Blue Shield of America and Regions Bank.
Blue Cross Blue Shield and Regions Bank are applying for H-1B visas because they can't find Americans or Alabamians to do insurance and bank stuff?
And the website breaks it down further. For example, Regions Bank has filed 142 H-1B visas for median wage jobs of $105,000 a year.
And don't they have to claim that they can't get people to do these jobs?
Well, unless you got enough money to grease the wheels and wink, wink, nod, nod. Hey, there's just nobody that can run a computer down there for Alabama. They got little Dan standing out in the field, hold up a satellite dish so they can have cell service.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I found it right here. Alabama's District 6, SLK, Regions
Which
Bank.
Is now Ultrametric.
And Blue Cross. Who is Cap Gemini? Says that's a middleman. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I haven't dug further into the list because when I heard the H-1B visa thing coming through, I just happened to stumble across this yesterday, so I haven't had time to really sink my teeth into it. But the fact that we've got Regions Bank and Blue Cross Blue Shield looking to take jobs away from Americans really does not make me happy.
No, it doesn't make me happy at all, especially when I do stuff with both of those groups.
Yeah. So when your insurance premium goes up or you get charged your banking fees, just know you're going to pay for foreign labor.
Yeah, and you're right. Regions Bank says they want 140. They have 142 filings with the median wage being $105,000. Blue Cross and Blue Shield, 135 with a median wage of $90,000. Jeez Louise.
Makes you want to go across the border, come back as Jose Juarez and see what you can make.
Yeah, no joke. You know what's funny is my son worked for Regions for a little while out of college, and he didn't start anywhere near that. And I'll bet you. Now, look, I know my son. My oldest son is a brilliant, like rocket scientist, kind of brilliant. And I don't care what job they've got that they're reaching out of the country for. He absolutely could do that job. Oh, Scott, we didn't have the training. That's a kid that you send him to a week or something, and he's got it. I promise you. That is annoying. Rokon Tour, I appreciate the information. I'm gonna pass this along and see if somebody might want to do a little more research into this.
Yeah, and like I said, anybody can look it up. It's layoffhedge.com. All you have to do is put in your zip code. It will tell you what congressional district you fall in, and it'll even go down all the way to, like, out of the 6.9 million filings, 5.8 $2 million were by Democratic congressional districts. It'll tell you who the top districts were. It gives you all the information at your fingertips.
Yeah. 39% of what's being applied for in the 6th congressional district are IT tech jobs. Then 11% are finance. Huh. I appreciate it, man.
Hey, y'all have a good one.
You got it. Yeah, we're going to have to pass that along to some folks there, Sky. That's pretty rough. What is this? Who is this, Pat?
Pat's back.
Pat, welcome to the program. Thanks for listening.
Yes, sir. Like I was telling Scott, when you're talking about the SAVE Act and how the Democrats, they're like lemmings. You know, they're all going to be a block.
Uh-huh.
But yet, I don't care what poll you look at in America right now, 80% of the people polled want the SAVE Act.
Yes.
And so my question is, who are these people? Who are these folks? These Democrats in Washington representing? They're not representing their people.
Right.
It's just they're trying to maintain their power base. And then you also mentioned, you were talking about the computer science people can't get degrees. I was going to answer your question, but you answered it anyway. The ones that aren't qualified,
mm-hmm.
is because they paid for a degree that ain't worth the paper that they paid for.
That's a decent point.
So anyway, you all have a blessed day.
Hey, thanks, Pat. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Bye.
This site is annoying, Sky.
What was the name of that again? I didn't quite
Layoff, Layoff, hedge.
Yeah, hedge.
Hedge. Layoffhedge.com. H-1B filings by congressional district. And you go to the 6th congressional district. They've had, in the 6th congressional district, 3,129 filings or requests for, hey, we need a H-1B visa. We're pretty close to I say close to the bottom. We're 314th out of 436 districts that they have. I guess it was 435. I don't know where the other one is. Maybe it's one of the territories. Median wage for all of the jobs that they wanted H-1B visas for in the 6th congressional district, $84,000. I'm pretty sure Americans would do these jobs. I would love for somebody to ask a few more questions about this. Software developers, 1,304 of them. Computer systems and analysts, 259. Computer occupations, 159. Bunch of these. See the full breakdown below. Let's see if we can. It's amazing. Wow, look at this. Who is Hospital Medicine Associates? They've requested 21 of these, Sky. You want to know what the median income is for the 21 they've requested?
I'm guessing over 100,000.
$249,600.
Son.
What are they doing? Trying to bring in foreign CEOs? Is that what we're doing?
Medical associates could be anything. I mean, it's healthcare, right?
Some of these
dietitians
say cap exempt.
Oh, they're so special. They're so foreign that they don't require a salary cap. That's great.
That is crazy.
Wonder how you get that status.
Community Hospital has one. Samford University has a cap exempt.
Right down home.
They have 13 applications, 65,000. I guess they're looking for foreigners to teach classes. Because surely it's not just it's not the maintenance people or the administrative people.
Who knows? This is much more widespread than I ever dreamed.
Johnson Controls, EBSCO Media, EBSCO Industry, Protective Life Insurance, 12 jobs, median income $100,000.
Who's incentivizing this? Okay, is it the lower pay, or is there more incentives that we're perhaps unaware of? Is there government incentives?
I don't know.
Why
are these people having to do this? University of Alabama Health Services Foundation, University of Alabama at Birmingham, UAB, 15, cap exempt, $75,000. The University of Alabama Health Services, cap exempt, 16. Median income, 188,000.
Thinking of Dave Chappelle. Y'all got any more of those gas company jobs?
Hospital Medicine Associates, 21. That's the 249,000. Ernst & Young, isn't that an accounting firm?
It is.
26 applications, $109,000 median.
So incentives for jobs for everyone except
Americans.
American citizens. Okay.
I want to know what these jobs are that Americans can't do.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we're being sold out.
Back to Regions Bank, 142 filings, median wage $105,203.
Just suppose if word got out, say, just for instance, on Regions Bank, that they were doing this, favoring foreign people to American citizens for jobs.
Right.
Do you suppose it would?
Now it's American citizens' kids now.
Right.
Oh, it's all.
Does nobody care anymore?
Well, remember how we were trying to think up the term about reality clashing with what you want? We've spent the last 20 years putting every kid on an iPad. No more hardbound books. Oh, it's all got to be computers, right? Everything at school is all about computers. These young people are all computered up. They can play it, do blah, 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 blah. Then all these companies are like, hey, we got to get somebody to do our computer work. So did your fairy tale version of give everybody an iPad and they'll all be brilliant at computers, did that fail? Did the promise of, we're going to make everybody computer literate, so that failed, right? Because just because you can play a game or touch buttons on an iPad doesn't mean you can make it work, huh?
Screen time is not necessarily learning time.
We get sold so many bills of goods, Sky. And you go along with it. This is the new wave. It's awesome. It's going to be great. Your children's going to be, it's wonderful. The future's so bright. You go out 10 years, big old pothole. Well, maybe we weren't right.
Whoops.
And then they just say, well, it's because your kids are too lazy, too stupid, or didn't get an education. Well, whose fault is that? The very people who make up all these fairy tale land dreams of how sweet and awesome it's going to be, other than hard work and turn people out who can get things done.
Amen.
We got to take a break. Then who do we have? Grand
Bunny with a voting.
Oh, yeah, that'll be good. I'd love to hear. Today's turnout's got to be abysmal. We'll be back.
Beason Show, you can learn things, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate that, Fred. Thank you.
But that's true, and I mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. I am serious.
We have to stop kowtowing to every little thing that they have said is bad and evil and they don't get to decide what is right and wrong. I'll bank my money on what God, the creator of the universe, says is right and wrong. It's worked very well for Western society for 2 millennia, and we've got to get with it. Got to fight the fight. We got to get after it. It's ridiculous. I'm just tired of great Americans being ripped to shreds, history going away, and all of us cowering around because we're afraid somebody's going to call us a bad name. It is time to save the republic.
You're listening to Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
every time I get a chance to listen to you, I just think how grateful I am and how much we need you on a national level so more people can hear you.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
Welcome back into the program. Yes, I've got my blue light glasses on. I tried to get Sky to make the call board bigger, and he's like, "It's as big as it normally is." Yeah. Put on your glasses.
Get some more
Put on your glasses.
Horn-rimmed, dark.
I love these because
glasses.
these are the dork. I'm thinking about putting a piece of tape right over the middle right there.
That's what you need, man. And you got the look.
I like them. I like them. The worse they are, the better. And these look like the old timey military issue glasses. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you were going for the worst you could get, you have achieved
the dad
your goals,
off of Back to the Future.
That's it, man.
That's what I've got.
I wish I could see this.
Let's go to Grand. They could on YouTube. All they got to do is go to YouTube and check it out. Let's go out to Grand Bunny. Grand Bunny, welcome to the program.
Okay.
Morning.
Hey, Grand Bunny.
Yep.
Good morning.
I'm here.
You're on the air.
I'm here.
Yeah,
You're on the air.
Good. We're glad to have you.
I just wanted to report.
Hey, Grand Bunny, turn your Bluetooth off real quick, please.
I don't know where that is.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Well, go ahead. Report.
I'm on a landline.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. Well, I'll dial you in a little bit. Go ahead, please.
I voted
Yes, ma'am.
at the Eastmont Baptist Church at 10:15 to 10:30, and there was 153 people before me.
How many people are usually there before you if you vote about the same
I knew
time?
you were going to ask that. I don't know. I don't know.
Is that a big box, Grand Bunny? Do you know if it usually has pretty big numbers?
Congressional District number 2.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And what was the location again, please?
Eastmont Baptist Church.
That's a
on
big
Highway.
Yeah, that's a big one. Okay.
In Dalrata.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Grand Bunny. We appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for listening, too. Have a great
Civic
day out
duty.
there. Absolutely. Well, my guess is 100, 150 people. That's probably pretty small.
Yeah, mid-morning after 10.
Yeah, because you've already had the morning rush. Because you've had the people who are going to go before they go to work. That's usually 7 to 8. And then you have the more seasoned folks who
right
come
after
in about 9 because they've gone to eat about 8, get the biscuit down at the local place, and then they go vote before they go to play pickleball or whatever it is.
And the people that dropped off their kids at school.
Then they
have those.
swing back by. So they're that's a pretty good chunk. I would say usually a third to a half, or almost a half of all the votes happen in the morning.
Yeah, I think turnout is as predicted.
Going to be pretty
bad.
low.
Yeah.
And I think people aren't paying attention to the fact that whole plurality thing. Whoever gets the most votes today,
no runoff. That's it.
They win the primary, because that's just the world we're stuck with, thanks to not drawing very good lines to start with. Let's go to Mike. Mike, welcome to the program. I hope you are well.
Hey, I am well, Scott. How you doing?
I'm doing good, buddy. Another day in paradise.
Yeah, another day in paradise. You're right. Hey, I was listening to your radio show, and I heard the thing come up with Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Yes,
I just wanted to chime in on that. I have a 29-year-old daughter who's lived her whole life here, so went to schools, graduated at AUM, top of her class. She's a social worker, and she's married, and they're talking about having children. So she's a social worker now, and she flies all over the country picking up disgruntled 16-year-old runaways and bringing them back.
Oh, God.
And she went on a job interview about 2 months ago at Blue Cross Blue Shield, and she never heard a thing back from them, not one peep, complete crickets. And it's very interesting to find out now that she just didn't qualify to do any of their work.
Yeah, because according to that website, which is and you might want to check it out when you get home or on your phone or whatever, layoffhedge.com. At least in the 6th congressional district, they have applied for visas for foreign workers to do jobs that they have. So again, it's interesting.
And what kind of sense does that make to run out all the people that came over through the border, and then just to turn around and give a different nation all these visas to come over here and take the jobs again? What have you really done if that happens?
Yeah, you haven't gained anything, that's for sure. But what you're getting, Mike, let me explain how it's kind of working.
And
go ahead.
And one other thing is that's what all the young people are pissed off about. My daughter was very upset that she didn't hear anything, out of Blue Cross Blue Shield. And here, my parents paid Blue Cross Blue Shield for 60 years. I paid them for 40 years. My daughter and her husband pays them every month, every single month. My wife's parents paid them for years and years. And then they can't even give out a job to an American, and it just makes me very frustrated.
I don't blame you, Mike. I appreciate it, buddy. Good luck to your daughter.
All right.
Maybe she's supposed to just stay home and take care of that grandbaby. How's that?
Well, if they'll go ahead and fit one out, I will suggest that.
Fair enough, Mike. God bless you.
You guys take care. Have a great week.
Hey, thank you. Man. You too. Yeah, I mean, it is frustrating, and it warps the markets. And yes, it is difficult for some of the businesses to try to get back because it has been so out of control for so long, and that's what happened when we allowed tons of illegal aliens to come in, and then bigger companies with quote. Oh, golly bum, Sky. How do you say these things without insulting people? There's very few jobs that are rocket science, okay?
Okay.
I would argue that most jobs most people could do with a little on-the-job training and some, hey, get me up to speed at what we're doing here, okay?
All right.
That's just my experience. I could be completely wrong. So when some of these techie kind of companies say, hey, we got to have people to do this, and it's really, really super, super hard. It's probably not all that super, super hard, okay? And so let's reinvest in our young people and worry about what happens to them. That 40% unemployed or underemployed. And I don't know, again, I'm going to look up during the break what underemployed means. I'm underemployed, Sky's underemployed, because we're worth way more than what we're making. No matter how much I'm making, I'm worth way more.
If that's the definition, then I'm it.
Yeah, so we're all on that page.
I believe that the classic, the old expression for underemployed meant you weren't fully employed. In other words, you were part-time.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
That's
so
what
you
it
haven't
used to
found
be.
a full-time job.
Right. And also, I saw a study over the weekend, and I could be a little off, so don't jump all over me, but it said that approximately 100 million American citizens of working age are not employed. Didn't say unemployed.
Okay.
Many of them choose not to be employed.
Okay.
That's astounding.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, I don't doubt that there are people. Of course, how many of them are senior citizens?
Well, it said working age.
Oh, working age. Okay.
Yes, so which is 18 to 65.
100 million.
That's what it said, and maybe it wasn't citizens. It could be just I believe it was just Americans.
Yeah, people who just happen to be here.
But regardless of the exact numbers and figures, it is
there's a lot of people who don't want to work. There's no doubt about it.
There's a lot of people that are on disability.
Yeah.
A lot of people have come to this country and been immediately put on DSI.
Right.
So,
well, did y'all see the story where the feds, I think it was the Trump administration, was going to cut some sort of federal housing to illegal aliens? And Democrats went out and said, you can't do that. You're going to cause homelessness. Now think about that.
Yeah, I've already thought it through. Yes.
I didn't think they were getting these benefits.
Right.
So again, it's the left goes out and says, that's not true, Scott Beason. Illegal aliens aren't getting federal housing dollars. You're just dumb. Why would you tell people that? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, we're going to cut it then. Since they're not getting it, why don't we just cut it? Well, we'll just change the definition. They don't get it, right? No, you're going to cause homelessness.
Wait, what? Stop.
Oh, my gosh.
Truth's not in them.
No, it's really not in it. So the Bureau of Labor Statistics and the federal government does not have a single universal definition for underemployed.
Okay.
So
that's what it used to mean.
I think you're probably right. They just don't have they're not fully employed.
Exactly.
We got to take a break. Lots to do. We'll be back.
Is right and wrong. It's worked very well for Western society for 2 millennia, and we've got to get with it. Got to fight the fight. We got to get after it. It's ridiculous. I'm just tired of great Americans being ripped to shreds, history going away, and all of us cowering around because we're afraid somebody's going to call us a bad name. It is time to save the republic.
You're listening to Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Every time I get a chance to listen to you, I just think how grateful I am and how much we need you on a national level so more people can hear you.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politicians.
Welcome back into the program, everybody. Well, if you missed it on YouTube, I have put down the blue light, but actually it feels so much better, Sky. I mean, I'm telling you, I've got so many monitors, it burns my eyeballs out.
I read since you began wearing those, I looked it up, and the fluorescent lights in particular are.
And mostly I wear these because if I didn't, you know how many women across the world would just not be able to concentrate on their work if they tuned in to YouTube and just weren't able to work anymore the rest of the day?
You just don't know the times I've been beat up by women that come to this studio
thinking I'm there.
You're not here.
Yeah. It's dangerous.
I've taken many a butt whooping over that.
I do it for your health and theirs, Sky.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
My wife is thankful too that I do that. Keeps her from chasing me around the house. Let's go to Sam in Baltimore. Sam, welcome to the program. That's Baltimore, Maryland, not Baltimore, Alabama, huh?
I didn't know there was a Baltimore, Maryland.
Well,
Alabama.
There's not one, but we're just making sure people know it's the real Baltimore.
Yes. No, I was born in Mobile for like 1 year of my life. So.
Well, good deal. We'll count you. We'll let you be a citizen.
All right.
Yeah, I'm trying. But I was called.
Go ahead.
I'm listening to you guys all the way from Baltimore, okay?
Yes, sir.
But I was calling about, you guys were talking about the H-1B visas for like that bank down there or something?
Yeah, Regions Bank. Yes, sir.
Regions Bank. But I work for literally one of the biggest 5 banks in the nation, so you can probably guess which one. But it's the same for my bank too. Even for the gigantic banks, we're hiring all of them, and because honestly, we can't get enough people to have these skills to fill these jobs.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not like just small banks, but banks are, first off, a really bad comparison anyway because of how online banking has kind of changed that industry specifically. So everything's kind of being pushed onto the back end, onto the internet, whereas old banking used to be you go in, talk to your banker, go get your money. But,
right. Well, so if they're needing fewer people, Sam, are they getting rid of some of the American workers and then hiring foreign workers back in, or?
I mean, no, not at my bank. No,
yeah.
We just keep hiring.
You just keep hiring. But why don't the
turnover rate though? So.
Why don't the American kids down here? I don't know how it is in Maryland, but down here there's a lot of advertising, a lot of push for go get a craft job, which is probably great advice. Be an electrician, work outside HVAC. Do these other jobs, but I have to think that Americans would be going to school or preparing or trying to get these jobs if they knew the bank was hiring.
Well, yeah, sure, but they're not going to school for those kind of things anymore. You're going to school to be a social engineer or.
I got you. You mean, are you telling me that in Maryland, if I have a gender studies degree, they won't let me do computer work?
No, probably not. You'll have to go in the government.
Touche.
We got a player. All right.
All right. Sam, I appreciate it, man. That's good information. Appreciate the call.
All right. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Go Orioles.
So think about that, Sky. So the best case scenario is, they should have told people. They know. They have people that are paid to know what kind of folks are going to have to hire and, who the hiring is going to be. Imagine if they did a little less grooming in the schools and said, hey, look, the big banks are going to need people to do this in a couple of years, or be prepared, have this skill so you can get these jobs. I also wonder, though, I mean, think about this, all right? So I'm just making this up. I need a a CEO of radio talkativeness. So I'm making me a little announcement right here, Sky. I'm writing it. Help wanted. I need a so-and-so, must be proficient in radio stuff. I'm going to post this in the bathroom here at the studios.
All right.
Okay? And in a month or two, nobody's going to apply. I don't know why. But then I'm going to call up the feds and go, I've posted this job. This job's been open for 60 days, and I've not had one qualified American apply for this job. I think I need to hire somebody from India.
And they'll say,
well,
you called the right department,
probably
son.
did, because clearly no one wants this job. Now, there are guidelines about, well, you got to kind of prove that nobody wants the job. I just wonder how hard they're trying.
Right. That's pretty easy to get around, I would imagine, if one desired to.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. Or maybe if people come and do apply or do call in, maybe you don't answer. Or maybe they do answer and you maybe just hey, Joe, you go and interview that person. And there's
specify it out of range.
Yeah, there's no callback.
You're
you're clearly not qualified. Oh, we didn't need just a regular computer programmer. We needed a computer programmer that had 6 fingers on his left hand. That's what we were looking for. Clearly you didn't have that. No. None of them had the right experience. I didn't have the right experience, guy.
Yes, I just speaks fluent.
I just think there's a lot of he has to be able to talk to all the rest of our employees that we've been hiring for the last 3 years.
See, there you go.
That's probably one of them.
Serious, yeah.
We got to take another break. We'll be back.
You can learn things, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate that, Fred. Thank you.
But that's true, and I mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. I am serious.
We have to stop kowtowing to every little thing that they have said is bad and evil, and they don't get to decide what is right and wrong. I'll bank my money on what God, the creator of the universe, says is right and wrong. It's worked very well for Western society for 2 millennia, and we've got to get with it. Got to fight the fight. We got to get after it. It's ridiculous. I'm just tired of great Americans being ripped to shreds, history going away, and all of us cowering around because we're afraid somebody's going to call us a bad name. It is time to save the republic.
You're listening to Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back into the program, everybody. My goodness, we're down to the last segment of the show, but luckily we've got 3 more days, 9 more hours after this one. Let's go to Jason. Jason, welcome to the program.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Jason.
Regarding the H-1B visas,
yes.
You know, I don't like them. I don't like them, but another side to this story, the way I see it, is maybe some of these companies are just tired of these millennials and Gen Z people, that little whiny, woke people coming out of school.
Look,
I mean, nobody wants to.
I can't disagree with you on that. I mean, we trained them up. Our schools turned them out. Our society created them. No doubt about that, Jason.
I mean, that's just, like I said, I don't like it, but it is what it is. I mean, these kids need to get a clue and man up.
I don't disagree with you. You remember back in the day, of course, I was doing illegal immigration stuff, and so that was on the entry level of the economic ladder, and the argument was always, well, Americans, won't do these jobs, and young people won't do these jobs, and this, kind, and the other. And I was like, well, if we cut out some of the welfare programs, there'll be some people that will be inspired to work, because hunger is a great motivator. And
absolutely, and this group is entitled too. They feel entitled.
No, absolutely, they do. And I've heard people before on shows say that people like yourself and me miss the mark because we believe people want jobs, but some people don't. They're fine if they've got a roof over their head, just a little bit of money for their food's supplied, and they've got a phone. They just hang out with their buddies all day. Why? There's nothing else in the world that they want. So we do have problems on both ends, but I think when you're talking about the kinds of jobs that pay $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, $100,000, I think we could find, you and I might be interested in those.
You bet I'm right. You would think we could. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm with you, 1,000%. Jason, I appreciate you, buddy.
Love yourself.
Hey, man, thank you. Good call. Very good call. Let's go out to Charles I of Dewey. Charles I, welcome in.
Hey, thanks for having me. I was going to talk about the coding graduates,
Yes.
That's being done away with pretty much. And what's going to have to happen, Scott, is they're going to have to be re-educated. Mainly they got a bunch of little old professors that just taught them coding. And none of that does anything with logical reasoning, use of your imagination, proper question asking, and the ability to do like what me and you do every day and you do on the show to reason things out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they've got to go back to school for that, because there's not going to be a market. Every day it gets less and less of anybody coding.
Right.
You have to use very little reasoning skills other than this syntax was wrong, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So what's got to happen is, and listen, they're fighting it tooth and nail. The little professors that taught that don't want to have to go and learn something else. They don't want to have to teach it to somebody else.
Right.
They want to keep that ground right where it is, and they're just going to be forced to not be able to do it.
Right.
And so immediately your person going to college is going to have to think outside if they want like a physics, mathematics degree, because they're going to have to come at it from a whole other 1950s kind of person way of going to college, of thinking of things. Have you got me?
No, I agree with you, Charles I. I don't know can an adult be taught critical thinking or reasoning skills, or is it something, Charles I, that you had to experience it when you were little? Because I can remember, hey, look, we got to try to fix this, or we got to try to do that. Well, let's use Alan's got this over here and David's got that. If we hook these two things together, and I just don't know if can you learn that as an adult?
Here's the problem.
Okay.
Here's the real problem. You've got a whole bunch of young adults growing up that are just at the right exact kind of about 40-year-old age that played a lot of video games, and that's what they did.
Mm-hmm.
So they saw like the Sims characters as it's made them not have empathy. And on top of making them not have empathy, they also don't have any of the abilities that we were just talking about. And that's basically what you've got with your little 5 crew putting AI everywhere.
I got you, man. Hey, let's talk tomorrow. We got to take a break till then. Y'all be good. Be safe. See y'all.